and welcome back to another episode of
It's Negotiable.
I am your co-host, Ernestine Morrison.
And I'm Amber Ty.
And on this podcast, we talk about all things non-negotiable and negotiable, setting boundaries with people, places, and things that do not serve God's purpose for your life, that does not pull out the highest frequency in you, compromising for things because of your obedience to God. So we are back with another solo episode. Hey,
Hey, girl.
Amber had us wearing this hot pink today. Y'all like our pink?
It's hot.
Let us know in the comments which outfits y'all like the most, because you know we match every week. So let us know what's been some of your favorite looks in the comments.
Corny?
I don't care if they think it's. I don't care if y'all think it's corny or not. I like it. I love it. We look good as a unit.
I know it's cold though.
It is a little cold. Sorry.
What is this?
Shout out to Legacy Center. Got us in here in the cold. I need a little space heater or something.
Well, it's just
here.
Cold outside.
No, it's definitely cold outside, and we're in Atlanta, so it's cold. But pink is one of my favorite colors, so this is a great choice.
You looks good.
Thank you.
Are those are the leggings?
Yep. I told you I was getting them in every color.
I need those.
Yeah, hold the horses now. You got the red. So I was shopping at one of Amber and I's favorite boutiques last week, and I was on the phone with her telling her all the stuff that I was getting, and she was like, "You getting the red? You getting the red leather pants?" I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Oh, I need to get those too." So I bought her a pair, but I also bought myself the pair in every color. So don't be trying to go get every color.
Those are cute.
I think we can go get them. They from Akira.
Right.
Yeah, I'm the person who shares where I get my clothes from. Let me tell you about Amber Ty.
Yes, we don't do that.
Put this let us know in the chat. Are you a person who does not like to share where you get your stuff from, your clothing items from?
Wait, let's pause. Let's talk about, it's a difference between sharing where you get them from and you going to get the exact same outfit.
Well, that's the point of sharing where you got it. So you can go get it. That's why you ask.
Okay, who agrees that that's super whack? Now, if we weren't in the same circles, if we weren't going to the same events, that's one thing.
We don't go to the same events. I will never see the events I'm at.
What?
Barely.
Okay.
You don't leave the house, babe.
I don't leave the house much, but I do wear my clothes in country wainscots. And then
we're not in the same storyline.
Please tell me y'all agree.
So look, she has on this olive green suede blazer suit.
They seen it, I think.
And y'all know I love me a blazer suit. My closet is full of blazer suits from Pretty Little Thing. So it's this olive green. And
don't tell them where I got it from.
It's this olive green suit. She has it on at this event we were actually at together because I invited her.
My point exactly.
Because I invited her as my plus one.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And I'm like, ooh, where'd you get that suit? I'm like, I like it. She's like, don't go get it. She's like, don't go get it. I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely going to go get it.
No, I didn't say don't go get it. I gave her the name, and then she goes, no, I'm going to get that tomorrow.
That's not true. You said I'm not telling you. I said I already know it's from such and such, and you're like, don't go get it. And I was like, no, I'm going to get it tomorrow for sure. And you were like, ugh, that's so whack. That's so corny. I'm like, why is it corny? I'm like, first of all, that's my store that I've been shopping at well before I was even in Atlanta. I've been shopping online for the last
pause
5 years.
Her store. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, most people in Atlanta didn't even know about it until it was actually in person, but I've been shopping since because one of the ambassadors is one of my close friends. So I've been shopping at this particular store for years. And I'm like, oh, that's such an Ernestine outfit. Like the blazer, the pants, I'm getting that. So she's like, no, don't go get it. I'm like, oh, I'm for sure getting it.
Clearly it's not an Ernestine outfit if Amber had it on, because if it was your store and if it was your outfit, you'd have found it a long time ago.
Well, no, actually it was new. So it
wasn't that new.
No, it was only 2 weeks old. I asked.
No, I had that for like a good month.
Yeah, well, Sean told me it was 2 weeks old. So anyway, I went and got it, and she was like, "Oh, that's so corny. Someone getting the same outfit as you." I was like, "What? I'm a sharer of resources. I'm like a person who will give you whoever's number, give you whatever store. I don't really care because look, you ain't gonna do it like me anyway. So you can have this person's number. You can use my photographer. You can use my videographer. Our editor for our podcast also edits one of my best friend's podcasts because I put him on her, so I don't care about sharing
resources is different. When my outfit, I don't want you wearing
it falls in the same vein.
No, it doesn't. I'm sure.
Let us know in the comments.
They gonna let you know.
Let us know in the comments.
They gonna let you know.
If you have an outfit on and one of your friends likes it and they're like, hey, I want to get that same outfit. Where did you get it from? Are you gonna be a hoarder of the information, or are you gonna share where you got it from? Let us know in the comments. We need
First
to know.
First of all, I don't like sharing where I got things from in general unless I'm getting paid for it. No, I'm just playing.
Girl.
No, but seriously, I don't mind sharing where I got things from. I just don't want to have the same outfit on.
Well, then what's the point of you sharing where you got things from then? You can't say I don't mind sharing where I got it from because people want to know where you got it from because they want the same thing.
Because you can go find something similar in a different color.
That's not why people ask where you got something from. People don't ask where you got something from so I can go find something similar. They ask where you got it from because they want it.
People also aren't super close friends like we are either.
Listen, this same store, mind you, that I've been shopping at for years, one of my mentors liked my whole outfit one day. I was like, oh, this is where I got it from. Go get it. She wore it the very next weekend on Sister Circle. It was a show on TV1. It was a morning show. She wore my whole same outfit. I was sitting there clapping for her. She looked great. She killed it. She actually looked better in the pants than I did. And I don't care.
Wiggity, wiggity, whack.
Anyway, today's episode, we are talking about people pleasing. Why do people please? And what is the difference between being nice and being
good.
Too nice?
And being good.
Being nice and being good. Why do you think people please, Amber?
I think people please because I think they want to look a certain way and to that person. Like, for example, if you want my bagel, and I really don't want to give you my bagel because I'm really hungry, but I want to look like this generous person, and I'm giving it to you, and I don't really want to give it to you. Yeah. Well, first of all, that's not good because your heart is not in the right place. But I'm doing that because I want to look like I'm this giver, and sure, you could have it because I care about what you think about me. I think people who don't people please, they could be good people and just not care about what you think about their decisions. They're like, hey, this is my decision. I'm standing on it, and I'm sorry if you don't like it, but my heart is in a good place. It just doesn't serve me, and it doesn't feel good for my life. So I feel like...
Do you feel like you're a people pleaser?
I feel like I can be, and I have been. The older I get, no. The more confident I get in myself, I just don't care. Like, the clothes. You're like, Amber, why do you care about? Because I think it's whack. Sorry if you don't agree. I don't even care what the people are going to say under the comments. That's just how I feel. Yeah. So I'm not going to say something that's not pleasing to your ears or not pleasing to their ears because I want to look like this person. So I feel like the older I've become, the more confident I've become in who I am, the more sure I've become about myself. That people pleasing is kind of out the door for me now. But definitely when I was younger, for sure. What about you? I know you're not, but
no, I think there's been seasons in my life for sure where I was a people, not now, for sure not. But I think there have been seasons for sure that I was a people pleaser. Or I think my perspective on people pleasing is, I think people pleasing is rooted in wanting to be accepted, right? Which is also rooted in being unsure or uncertain or not confident in your own self. So you may people please because it looks good to these people and it feels good to them, and you want to be accepted by this group. So I'm going to please my way in, or I'm going to show you that I'm here so I can feel accepted by you and your opinion and your acceptance of me, right? But that really is just rooted in a lack of certainty in your own gifts and abilities and your own truth. And I think, like you said, the more certain you get in life, certain means a knowing. The more you know about you, the less you're trying to please someone else outside of you, because you're certain in what you know to be true about you, which is the definition of confidence, is to be certain of what you know to be true about you. I think that I'm a server though. Like all my friends know, we talked about the outfit, we were being facetious, but that's really me. I am a server. If you need something, I'm willing to share, I'm willing to give, I'm willing to please you. I like to see people win or be happy. So if I know I'm the friend that if there's an opportunity, I'm going to put your name in the room, because I'm yeah, oh my God, you need a painter? Oh, my boy such and such paints. Oh, you need a videographer? Oh, my boy Ben is a videographer. Oh, you need an editor? Oh, my boy Tevin. So I am a pleaser in that way, where it's oh, it brings me so much joy. I almost get high off of it. When I'm able to provide something for someone and I'm oh yeah, it went through. So I please people in that way. And I also still think that's rooted in, it makes me feel good to be that conduit, right? And I think it's you can say it's just being the conduit, but I think if I really, really broke it down, it still probably stems from people pleasing. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you a question though, because you have mentioned when you share resources or when you have two people that link, and they know each other because of you, and they don't consult with you, or include you, then you have an issue with that.
I do.
So for me, that I don't understand that necessarily, unless there's money on the table that you're missing as the person that connected them.
Yeah.
But even still, I'm like, if I'm going to connect you, whatever happens after that is between y'all.
Well, I think it's circumstantial. So everything is not the same. It's circumstantial. So if you know my history, you know that I had a personal shopping company where I was the middleman, right? So, and again, I think it could be a bit of a trauma response, which is something I'm also working through. But like, so I had a personal shopping company. I quit my job at Neiman Marcus. I started my own personal shopping company. I cut the middleman out and I became the middleman. So for example, I used to use this one store that was like my secret store. And I'm not even gonna say what city it's in, but it's up north. It's a secret store that I got all the work from, all the juice. Like I dressed men for a living, right? And I found all the like designer stuff that like wasn't really out there in the department stores at this one little boutique up top. And I would get most of my stuff for Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart was one of my clients. I would get most of Kevin's stuff from this particular store. So again, I'm the middleman. So turn your phone down when we are filming this podcast. So I would get my stuff from this store and I would send it to my client. But again, my client doesn't know where the stuff is coming from because I'm the middleman. So I'm getting stuff, I'm pulling stuff from stores, I'm working with designers, I'm working with boutique owners. So the way I ate and the way I lived was literally from me being the middleman. So one day, my client walks into this store up top. He happens to be in town filming a movie and he happened to stumble upon this store. And you know what that store owner did? Built their own relationship. And I'm like, why would you do that? We've been doing good business this whole time for 2 years almost. We've been doing great, but made a lot of money together. So now what you did was you just cut me out. Yeah. So I think that.
Now that I get. 100%.
Right. But I'm saying I think that remnants stayed with me a little bit. So it's a little bit of a trauma response there when I connect something. Now, mind you, I'm a connector. Like that's just me. That's my natural gift. Like I connect people. I mean, I'm behind so many movements and
she be trying to be a love connector, but she needs to stay out of that department.
First of all, some of my love connections have been great. But so anyway, so I'm a connector, but I don't like, and again, I'm not even saying this is the right way to be because it could be trauma. I don't know. But I don't like, say me and you are doing this podcast together. And I brought someone who's going to bring a bunch of sponsorship money to our podcast, right? And I'm like,
anybody out there?
If anyone's out there, we are looking for sponsors. We are actively looking. But say I brought Paul to the table and Paul is a person who hopes people get sponsors, right? For the podcast. Then all of a sudden you're working with Paul directly just to get sponsors for Amber Ty and not the podcast. I'm going to feel a way about that. And I don't even know if that's right, but I'm going to feel a way because it's like, yo, we're supposed to, setting this podcast up. Why are you now doing it for you? And then didn't even like tell me. So it'd be different if like, so this is what people do. They do it. So now you're working with Paul.
I was about to go. Go ahead.
You do it. You're working with Paul. Now Paul is getting you all these sponsorships, right? Or I'm getting all the sponsorships. And you're like, wait a minute, Ernestine, I thought you brought So I feel like it would be, what is the word? Maybe diplomatic or just common courtesy or decency to be like, hey, just so you know, I'm working with Paul. He's also helping me get stuff on the individual side. Okay, cool. But if I just randomly see you and Paul on Instagram, on Insta stories, and y'all are at lunch and y'all are talking about these big brand deals he just got you, I'm going to feel away like, dang, y'all didn't even tell me? Like, I'm the one who brought this to the table. So I feel like that has happened to me a lot where like, people will go off and do something, and not to say you can't go off and do something and live your own life like an adult, you are, but to me, it's like when you just don't even mention it to me, it feels sneaky. And historically, people have gotten close to me, and this is just proven. Like this, I've been through this rodeo several times. People get close to me because of who I am and because of who I know. So I have to like be careful sometimes. Like, are you getting cool with me because you like me as a person? Right. Or are you getting cool with me because you know what I can do for you? Or are you getting cool with me because I'm cool with this person and you're trying to get something from that person? You know what I mean? And I've dealt with that my whole life almost.
And I think you operate out of that a lot. Like, we were talking about, it's definitely crossed my mind in some of our conversations. I'm thinking to myself, does she not want you to get cool with somebody because, how do I put this? Like what you just said, are you cool with me because you're trying to get cool with this other person?
Yeah, and it's happened. Like if people get close to me because they know I'm friends with such and such, or people get close to me because they know what I offer or how I pour into people, and they're like, they want that too. They want the benefits, but it's like, do you want me because I'm beneficial, or do you want me because you're my friend?
But do you feel like you take that? Do you apply that to everybody? I think that you have to not live in that trauma, because everybody doesn't think that way.
Well, I feel like all of us have to not live in a whole bunch of trauma that we all live in, which is why we're all works in progress. Yeah,
for sure. But I mean, are you working on that? Like,
I just said that. I said it's trauma that I'm working through, that I'm constantly working through. For sure.
Okay.
You working through your trauma? Because this is a trauma episode. Let's put it out on the table.
No, I'm just saying, like, I think that you still have these walls that we talk about, friend groups and things like that. And that definitely has crossed my mind before, when you're like, oh, I don't mix friend groups. And I'm like, you have a lot of friends that are in the spotlight and things like that. So I'm like, is that the reason why? Because you're scared that somebody is going to get closer to...
No, first of all, I'm never scared of anything. It's not scared. It's a lot of times when it comes to business and money. So it's like, again, the analogy I gave, if I bring Paul to the table to bring money to the podcast, and all of a sudden now Paul is making you money just for you, and it wasn't even discussed or just told to me. That's the part where I don't like. Now, if people get cool with people naturally, that's what happens. But like, for example, there was this one instance where we were together, and this is like more in the beginning of it could have been more in the beginning of our relationship. We were taking a picture together, and you were like, oh, tell such and such to get in the picture. And I was just like, why? She wasn't with us. She wasn't part of the conversation. Like, what? So in my mind, I'm like, are you trying to be cool with such and such, or do you just want to take a picture with me?
I don't know who you're talking about or remember that, but I don't operate like, I don't clout chase. I don't need to be.
But a lot of people do.
Right. So, but I'm just telling you, you don't have to ever worry about that with me.
Well, you don't know that when you first are hanging out with someone. You don't know that. I don't know you.
But for me, like, I'm more of a low key type of person about who I know and who I'm affiliated with.
Yeah.
Since I was a kid, my father being a major playwright, we used to just be around celebrities all the time.
Yeah.
That I never felt like, oh, this is a celebrity. Never felt like that.
Yeah.
Because they were always just people to me. So, and I could sit here and be like, oh, this is my god brother. This is, my dad managed this person.
Yeah, but you gotta think about it. People don't know you. So when they first meet you, they don't know that about you.
Right.
So when you are someone who is in the spotlight or has a bunch of associates in the spotlight, you are more guarded when people start coming around you, because you're like, all right, I've been down this road before meeting people. Are you cool? Because are you people pleasing me because you want to please me, or you want to please the people I'm around? Or like, you got to think about these things as you're building relationships with people. Because again, when you first meet someone or first start hanging out with someone, you don't know them. You don't know their character. You don't know nothing about them really as you're growing to get to know someone,
I guess. I mean, I don't know. I'm a little bit more less guarded. Maybe I should be more guarded. I mean, I think people try to come up to me and I definitely feel like I have a lot of new friends since I've gotten this platform on Country Wayne.
Yeah.
But I'm like, whatever. If you ain't harming me.
Yeah, but again, you can't compare people's journeys. This is new. So for right now, you probably are like, yeah, I don't care. Yeah, you've been in it 5 minutes. When you've been in it 10 years and you go through things where people are close to you because you.
No, it's not been 5 minutes for me. It's a different.
I'm being facetious. I'm saying, right. But it is new. Again, you always say last year you had 2,000 followers. This year you have 100,000. So within a year, that's still new.
It's just different. Being a pastor's kid, you had that same thing. People wanting to be with you, be around the first family, wanting to be your friend because you're a pastor's kid. So it's a different genre, yes. But I've always been that person that's kind of been like, oh, that's TJ Hempel's daughter, or that's Pastor Hempel's daughter, because in Detroit, everybody knows my dad in Detroit. Yeah. So, but
do you feel like there were people who came around you just because that was your dad? Or have you been through things where like people did some questionable things and they kind of hurt you because of those relationships, and now you kind of...
I've never been hurt by people who just want to be around me because of my dad or because of...
Oh, okay. Well, then that's the reason why you feel like that. But when you have been hurt over the span of this many years of people coming in and out because of who you are or because of who you're associated with, you will become a little more alert and aware and start to discern things and get to know people a little more before you just bring them all in. You know what I mean? You have to use wisdom.
I don't believe in just, inviting folks to the house, to the crib when I just met you. No.
Yeah.
But I try to use discernment and wisdom, but I also try to be open to just the fact that people are people, and they might see you and be like, oh my God, I I just want to know you because I do admire you. I do admire the people that you're around, and I want to be in those circles because I see my life, and I'm okay with that,
Cool. Good for you. I think that you need to use discernment with anyone you bring in around your life and your atmosphere. I think that people can pretend to be one way, as we've seen recently. People can pretend to be one way. You think it's like, oh my God, I just love this person.
Don't do that.
I just love this person.
And the show is time to go.
And then you start to discern a little more and you're like,
it is time to go.
You're like, what does it have to do with people pleasing? Yes, back to people pleasing.
I need your voice to come down like 10 octaves.
10 octaves. Why did you raise your voice 7 octaves?
Gosh. But again, I'm not saying I definitely think, yes, life will teach you lessons about getting close to people too soon. So I'm not saying
and not even just letting people into your space. Yeah. Like, that's wisdom. For everyone's out there, like, again, everyone's experience is their own experience. For me and my experience, and I have lived in 3 major cities. I've lived in LA, I've lived in Las Vegas, I've lived in Atlanta. I have built many, many, many relationships. I have lived way too many different lifestyles and lives. And so when you go through so many things, you do start to be like, all right, let me discern a little bit more over here. Let me put a little wall over here, especially when you've built amazing relationships. And I want to tell you, I have some amazing friends. Like we were just talking before we started, like there's multiple people I talk to every day, like my people, my village. And it's like, you want to protect that because when you spend so many years building a relationship that's fruitful and it feels good and it's purposeful, you want to protect that space. And you're like, yo, I don't want no one coming here infiltrating or planting seeds or causing division or just bringing the wrong energy into your space that you've built. So yeah, you got to discern.
Yeah, she won't even shake your hand. I'm just playing.
Oh yeah, I mean that has nothing to do with relationships.
I'm just joking. I'm joking.
I don't shake hands. So if y'all see me in public, definitely dap me up.
She's a germaphobe.
I'm not doing one of these. And if I get caught, I'm definitely hand spraying right afterwards.
Yes. She's If you see Ernestine, don't take it personal. She won't shake my. Can I have your hand?
Oh, I can shake your hand.
Oh, you shake my hand. Oh,
I can shake your hand.
She is shaking.
I'm gonna hand sanitize right after this for sure.
Oh my God. The only other time I have touched this girl's hand is when we're praying.
But Amber too, like I feel like, again, so just so y'all have a little background, Amber and I met maybe 9 or 10 years ago through a mutual friend. But we never stayed in contact. We haven't been friends for 10 years. We've known of each other for 10 years. But what me and Amber always debate about, or I wouldn't call it debate, what we converse about is saying, I know someone. And Amber always be like, oh, I know that person. And for me, my perspective of knowing someone may be a little bit different from hers because I'm like, Amber, you don't know that person. You've met that person, or you've been acquainted with that person, or you have been associated with that person. And I think because of all that I've been through, I'm very clear on those 3 differentiations: associate, affiliate, and friend. Just because I've met you or we went to lunch a few times doesn't mean I know you. That means we've went to lunch a few times. Mm-hmm. So when Amber came back around and we came back into each other's lives via the Country Wayne skits, was it? Did we reconnect through the skits? Mm-hmm, yeah. Mm-hmm. So we reconnected through the skits. To me, she's still a stranger.
No, it was before that because I was at your baby shower.
Oh, yeah, because you did come to my baby shower. Mm-hmm. So how did we reconnect before the baby shower? Did you just randomly call me?
I think I randomly called you because you were pregnant.
Oh, yes, because I think I put something online about sleep training. Oh. And you called me about that. Yes. Mm-hmm. So anyway, back when we reconnected after knowing of each other for the last 10 years, I still don't know her. I'm like, but I know of you and we're building a relationship.
But there was a particular person that came in our lives and you were just gung-ho about that person and you ain't know
Oh, we're going there now? Because I thought we weren't going there. Because they were going there?
You did. Now.
I also did not invite, but let's be clear. I also did not invite that person into my circle either.
But you
didn't do that.
I'm gonna be quiet.
Didn't do that. I did not say, come into my village. Come. What?
I said this. Anyway, our next
not being laughing here, behind the camera. Okay, good. So anyway, this episode wasn't about people pleasing because Amber wanted to make it a trauma bond response. But I'm gonna take the word of the day today,
please, because I don't.
You know what? Yeah. And just because Amber is sitting next to me with her sensitive self, my word of the day is ostentatious.
First of all, didn't our pastor just talk about being a lamb and a wolf?
And guess what? Jesus said, you got to work on yourself. And I'm continuously working on. We ain't there yet.
He said, let's be in the middle.
I'm trying
to find the middle between Ernestine and Amber.
Amber is more of a lamb and I am more of a wolf. So we are trying to find the lion here in the middle.
The lion.
No, but I love Amber and Amber loves me. And we just talked before this podcast started about ways that we both can continue to work on each other to make sure that we have a great communication style
and not people pleasing
and not being too aggressive. So there's a duality of both. Like, don't people please me, but also, hey, on the other hand, you don't be too aggressive with me either.
And I think don't go buy your friends' clothes.
Or if you don't care about that, you go buy the friend's clothes. And actually, matter of fact, you can wear them on the same day.
Or just stop telling your friend where you got clothes from. Now she'll be like, Amber, where you got that from? I don't know, child. Some boutique.
People want to say it's a boutique. That little Instagram store ain't no boutique. Anyway, my word of the day is ostentatious. It's like, it means showy or exaggerated. Do it in a showy or exaggerated way. Exaggerate that thing, baby. People call me extra. I am extra. Extra bold, extra confident, extra beautiful, extra creative, extra resourceful. Yeah. Be extra. Be ostentatious. You know what? Wear fur just because. I don't care if it's hot outside. Put on the fur. I don't care if they said casual, business casual. Put on some sequins. I don't care if they said it's just business attire. Put on a long dress just because. Do it showy. Do it exaggerated. Be extra, baby. That is it. Join us next Wednesday for another episode of
It's Negotiable.